Alright, testing 1, 2, 3. Can I be heard? I'm just making sure that I can actually. Can you hear me? Yes, you can. Okay, cool. We're good. Alright, sounds good. I just want to make sure that you guys can actually hear me and stuff. Okay, so a little bit of a thing for those who may not be like maybe a little confused about that conversation I'm having with Svenos. I do VO and VA commissions. For those who like might want to like commission me for like doing voice work or voiceover and voice acting work. I do both. It's just that I'd really appreciate it if you guys want me to do that, please ask me first, either in the Discord or like on my Ko-Fi, which I have my commission page there. Just so that I can actually like let you know if I can actually do it and if I'm comfortable with doing it first. Because I don't want to say I'm willing to do anything, because there are certain things that I'm not okay with doing. But everything that's like I'm okay with doing and everything that I'm not okay with doing is actually written down there on my Ko-Fi. So if you guys want to go take a look at that and stuff, feel free. If not, it's okay, don't worry. But I am slowly but surely expanding the amount of commissions and different kinds of work that I do behind the scenes for you guys. So I can make an income while also giving you guys something for that income. Homie, everything that I know about birthdays is horrendous. So you gotta remember, Spinos, my experience with birthdays through my entire childhood is, worse than my experience with alcohol, if that gives you any indication of how bad that is. So I know very little of what the good side of birthdays actually are. Hey Bliss, we're doing okay. I'm just working on Warframe. For those who may not know, I have like a little list thing on the background here that as I play Warframe, I go through and just like write down ideas that I have for different videos and stuff for the channel. So like as we're going through and like doing stuff, I'm like slowly but surely adding more and more stuff for the Warframe channel. I recently got over my fear of recording and stuff, so I can actually go through and do both long form and short form content, recording stuff. I might actually start doing, you guys know how I talked about wanting to go through and do like recorded gameplay and stuff? Like going through and playing like story-based games and like all this stuff while I record and stuff. That isn't really a live stream per se, but more so just like, you know how like you've got like people that go through and play like games that they know are going to do well on stream, but they record it first and then just upload it on their main channel. I'm going to be doing that. With some of the games, like for example the Metro series, I know may not do the best on stream, so I'm gonna go through and play that separately, maybe like on the Patreon or something, and like do it that way so we can have like a extra stuff like elsewhere, so we can have like more content elsewhere and like all this other stuff. I'm slowly but surely like working on like expanding what we do per se, in terms of content and things that we do online, because for one I need to be able to expand the community, because I want to be able to do whatever the fuck I want to do and just be chaotic all the time. But also I want to be able to make sure that we have the Discord events going, which currently we do actually have. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we get together and play games together on like at 7 p.m. MST. For those who may not know, there's actually yeah, I know a fish is broken, don't worry, I'll fix it in a second here. It's because I haven't restarted my PC in like 4 days. So for those who may not know, we actually have our own like thing in the Discord where there's, if you scroll up all the way at the top of the channel list, you can actually see this thing called events. It'll show you in your own time zone when the different events are taking place and stuff. So I just have it written here for like the different community game nights and stuff that we do, so that you guys can see like when they're gonna happen and whether or not you guys want to actually take part and stuff. Part of the reason why I'm not really saying what's happening during the game nights per se is mainly because we kind of choose what to do when everybody gets together, and we kind of just like, okay, cool, everybody's here and we all start to play games together and stuff that way. Because if I go through and say like, oh, we're gonna play this one game, it doesn't go as well as just saying like, okay, cool, we're gonna get together and figure out what everybody can play and then play that game together kind of thing. So that's why I'm setting up the game events to be like that specifically. And then other things like that. I'm working on like getting everything else working in the background here. Sorry if I'm like super chaotic when I'm in the PCs and stuff, guys, or like super busy and or slightly ignoring you guys. I don't mean to be ignoring you guys, but I'm also like super focused on making sure I can get actually everything working. I really need to get to a point where I can hire somebody to be my manager. Holy fuck. Because I really need somebody to help me with shit, because for those who don't know, this is what my schedule on a weekly basis looks like, and this is just some of what I do. No. My sister is taking care of managing right now, but she can't do it every day and she can't do everything, so I'm still having to go through and do quite a bit of it. So it'd be nice to go through and have somebody else go through and have like taken care of like all my organizations of like all the community events and like everything else like that. so I don't need to worry about it myself, so I can actually like put that time elsewhere, like doing commissions or like working on the audiobooks or taking care of like organizing more things for streams or like taking care of the YouTube side of things, because I have a shit ton that I do. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff that I'm working on and working in the background and stuff. But for now, back to Warframe, because yes. Most important part there. Side note, actually, you guys want to see something kind of crazy? Like really fucking crazy? I recently got to a point where my in-game stuff for my weapons and stuff. Guys, look at this. I'm down to these 6 weapons here. I say 6 because the Detron is hating me for some reason. So we're just gonna go with the 6 weapons here. We're so close. To getting all the rest of these. The Prisma weapons actually are a bit of an interesting one. You can only get them from either trading in-game player trading with players, or borrow. Or borrow? Baru? You know, let's call him Baru. Call him Baru. Then there's also the other side of things of like where we can go through and take care of getting the rest of our weapons for the Lich weapons. Now, the Lich weapons might be a little interesting. The reason why I say this, though, is because the Lich weapons are a little bit more of like a... They're a separate thing that's kind of weird. They're going to take a while for me to get, and it's not just necessarily because of getting the weapons themselves and like doing the Liches themselves. No. It's actually doing the rotation to get the weapon drop for the Liches and stuff. Or the, I guess, the progenitors or whatever the fuck they're called. Those are gonna take fucking forever. Usually, at least. Not always, but usually. Whee! Off we go. I do want to go through and make sure that we're like not gonna explode a little bit, because it would be kind of nice not to have to deal with stuff per se. But it's fine. It's okay. Oh god, I gotta make sure I got Argon and shit. By the way, do you guys know when the next update's gonna be? For Warframe? Because I know that somebody had mentioned June, right? Is it June 22nd? Or was that Father's Day? I can't remember. June 22nd, Father's Day? And is that why I'm thinking of June 22nd? Actually, that might be exactly what it is. Hold on. Where's our calendar? Calendar over... Yeah, no, June 21st is Father's Day. Yeah, no, when it comes down to it, though, I want to figure out exactly here. Oh, hey, Fluffles. It's going pretty good. Just working on stuff. Just very busy in the background here. Very, very, very busy. But other than that, it's fine. It's okay. Oh god, I got... Okay, hold on. Sorry, let me think. Okay, we're good. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I can think for a second to take care of my weeklies and stuff. I gotta figure out exactly what I work on. Oh, we'll ask for Father's Day. What? Oh, time to ask my father what he wants for Father's Day. What? What are you... Ah! Rick, what are you talking about? Huh? What do you mean? There's no obligation to buy people stuff on Father's Day or birthdays, you know that, right? You are aware that there's no obligation there, right? Or am I just... Is it just like something that is an obligation elsewhere? I'm so confused. What? What? That's so weird, man. It's one of the reasons why I hate birthdays, is people act like it's a fucking obligation for you to buy them money or buy them shit. And it's like, guys, if I'm poor and I don't have the money for it, fuck off. I don't have the money for it. What? Jesus Christ. But I don't fully understand, like, okay, that's kind of weird. Maybe it's just my dad and I have like a really weird relationship, comparatively speaking, I guess. Yeah, maybe it's a bit of, maybe my dad and I are just weird because we don't really do gifts. We kind of just hang out. We focus more on like actually having experiences together, kind of like just having actual time together rather than anything else like that. Other than like material stuff, because both my dad and I value experiences more than the actual money that's, or other than like actual physical gifts and stuff. But maybe that's just because that's how we are, maybe? I don't know, man. There's a lot of shit that goes on with that kind of stuff that I don't fully understand. Yeah, Spinoza's not Spinoza, don't hate me for this, but I remember you mentioning that you're somewhere in Scandinavia, right? A bit further east than Europe, a little bit. Like somewhere in Europe, but not quite, because I think you made a distinction of saying that Scandinavia and Europe are two different places. I think is what you had said before. Don't hate me for this. I'm trying my best here. What? Spinos. What? Because you'd mentioned before that you weren't necessarily, I know that you mentioned that you're near Europe, but you're not necessarily in Europe, right? Like you're a little bit further east and a bit further north, but not in Russia, kind of thing. I can't fully remember though. There's so many people in so many places that people mention, by the way, that if I'm not like constantly reminded about it. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure that I'm getting that right. Okay. Wait, isn't Finland a part of Europe though? Or is that considered a separate thing from Europe? Because Europe is like Germany, France, and like Britain and stuff like that, like around that area. And then you've got further east and you've got the more Scandinavian countries and stuff. It's part of the EU, but not Europe. Oh, okay, I see. Okay. That might be the mistake that I keep on making because I keep on thinking the EU and Europe are the same thing because they start with the same letters. So yeah, that might be what it is. That might be why I'm messing that up a little bit. And I'm so sorry if I fucked that up, guys. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to like go through and like start actually like trying to memorize like the different parts of the globe and like figuring out all that stuff because I do need to work on my geography a little bit. From Danish to Finland, it's northern countries. Wait, really? Hold on. Google Maps. Let me go get a God, that voice crack. Let me go grab a map really quick so I can actually like look at this. Because it'd be nice to have like a visual representation of this. So what you guys are saying is that Europe is like over here, right? So Europe would be like all of this place here, like all the way over here, over to basically like Germany, and then after Germany, when you get to like I guess like over here, and you got like Poland, Austria, Hungary, and like this area over here would be like Scandinavia, right? Would this be okay? Poland's also EU. Okay, so would it be like down here then? Like a little bit further south and then just up here then? I'm just trying to figure this one out here. From Spain to Romania to Poland. So from Spain, so Spain is over here all the way to Romania. Where the hell is Romania? No, that's Turkey. We don't want Turkey. Oh, that's interesting. Where the hell is Romania? Brain is telling me like over here somewhere, but oh, right there. Never mind, I'm just blind. Okay. So to Romania and then to Poland, so up here. Wait, really? Wait, I thought Scandinavia would be further east. I thought Lithuania, Belarus, and Ukraine would be a part of Scandinavia. Or do you mean like do you mean this is like not considered Scandinavia? This would be more like Soviet kind of thing. I'm saying Soviet because I'm working with a lot of my knowledge is from the Soviet era when it comes to like actual like stuff. So like a lot of the countries here, which you've got like Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Belarus, Ukraine, Moldova, Romania, Bulgaria, Serbia, would all be a part of like the Soviet. I'm not sure if Slovakia would be a part of it, and Czechia would also be a part of it. I'm not sure if Hungary and I'm not sure if Hungary would be though. But yeah, they had control of all of this. I'm actually not entirely sure if Moldova it would be though. I'm thinking Moldova would be though. Partially. No, Moldova wouldn't be a part of it. They're maybe actually. Vader, I stream at this time every day. What the fuck are you talking about? Dude, I'm always streaming at this time. What are you talking about? Poland down to Bulgaria is also a Slavic state. It also cuts between Europe and such. Oh, really? Oh, that is so weird. Moldova is European and Slavic. Okay, cool. Okay. So it's like a mix between two. Oh, I guess that makes sense because if you look at the actual like naming of the different locations and stuff, it's kind of like a mix between both. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Every day, well, not every day. I try to be here, guys, by the way. But as I found out last night, by the way, guys, I'm going to be selling all of this to pay off. One, I'm going to be paying off my debts. I'm going to be putting most of this into like investments and stuff, so I can start like building a massive capita in the background here. But earlier yesterday, I went through and was like, I was going through and scanning my Pokemon cards to figure out how much all of it was worth. And I thought my Pokemon collection would be worth like maybe $1,000 or $2. I was joking when I said that it was going to be like maybe $6,000, okay? I'm not all the way through, and I'm at an estimated value of over 140,000 Canadian. Like, the fuck? So what I'm going to be going through and doing is I'm going to go through and sell a bunch of the cards and stuff and turn them into like investments and stuff and invest it into the stock market and turn that into like a growing income that I can have in the background. Yeah, honestly guys, you should definitely go through your cards. It's based on graded between 8s and 10s, yeah. And most of these are actually near pristine, Kelshi. Most of these are near pristine, and the minimum value, guys, for these cards on their own, without having gone through the entire collection yet, is just over 10,000. Minimum. Not graded, not anything else. That is what baseline I have to ask for this. For the minimum amount that I have to ask for this collection. That's why I'm saying that if I were to go through and like actually like grade it all, I have one card alone that's right in front of me here that's worth 40,000 Canadian. It'll probably come out as a grade 9, but it's ridiculous. Malta? Where'd Malta be? Wait, didn't we talk about this in Malta? Is like somewhere in a deserty area? Lithuania, Estonia is also part of Europe, but also Scandinavia is confusing. No. See, that kind of makes sense though. That like a lot of them would be part of the Europe, but also be Scandinavian, because you've got so this is going to be a little bit of a history thing here. When the Mongolian Empire went through and took over a lot of the, like, they had all of Russia, by the way, at one point. Most of Russia, most of like all of down here as well. Obviously it's Mongolia. They had a bit of North Korea as well. They had actually quite a bit of China as well. When you go through and take a look at the rest of this here, and they were taking over, they took quite a bit of this as well. I think they got actually down here. Yeah, I think they got all the way down here as well a little bit. They were going into, they started going into like taking over areas here and also into Greece and stuff, as well as Italy. As well, so you've got a lot of countries and stuff that have Scandinavian roots and stuff from back when you go through and take a look at back when the Mongolian Empire was a thing. We would have actually had all of Europe be Mongolian at one point if the Khan hadn't died. If he hadn't died, they would have taken over all of Europe. But gone down to eastern part of Ukraine down here. Yeah. But yeah, no, I still find it crazy that like a lot of this, if you go take a look at like where the Mongolian like Mongols had taken over and stuff, you can pretty much get it like mostly all of Scandinavia is there as well. It's pretty cool. What's the color grading on the map based on? Is elevation or climate? I think it's elevation. No, actually, that's a good question actually. Let me go take a look at this. Yeah, let's go set this to something else that I can see a little. Crap, that's even worse. Yeah, it might be elevation actually, because if you go take a look at, like, for example, you go take a look at this right here. Actually, where would a mountain be? Oh, there's Kyiv. I've heard a lot of great things about Kyiv. It'd be nice to go visit sometime if I ever get a chance to. So like go take a look at like Romania, for example. You've got a bunch of mountains here, right? You go over here and it seems like they actually show like where all the mountain ranges and I think that's elevation. I think that might be elevation. Yeah, I think that's elevation. By the way, guys, most of my cards are from the original from 1995 to 1996. They were handed to me by they were given to me by a previous family friend. They were basically, when I was a kid, I was really into Pokemon and stuff, and they were like, okay, cool, I don't have really need for this. So they handed me this entire collection of cards. And so I'm just going through it now about 26 years after the guy had bought all of these cards and stuff, and I'm just gonna go through and see if I can like sell quite a few of them. Actually, almost 31 years after, actually, closer to 31 years. It's crazy. Except using white for deserts and mountaintops. Yeah, I think that's more just so that they can distinguish it. I think that's what it is. I think that's what they're trying to do, is like saying like, okay, you're gonna have elevation over here because you can see the color grading here, you can see the elevation. And I think they're doing that just to say like, this is like the highest you can get, so that you've got that. And deserts aren't white. They're technically beige. I'm not gonna get into that right now, but that's technically beige. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Kingdom Come Deliverance is really good depiction of mercenary. Oh, really? That's kind of cool. I mean, to be fair, I'd be kind of surprised if they didn't go through and do that, considering how much details they had put into it. I still can't get over how small some of these countries are. Guys, you gotta remember that, like, when I go through and, like, travel and stuff, like, it takes me 11 hours to get from here, like this over here. I have this marker here from back when I used to live in Lethbridge. But I have a marker here. When you go take a look at this, all the way to freaking, where is it? That's Kamloops. That's not where it is. That's not what I'm thinking of. There's Merritt over here. Kelowna, right there. So it takes me 11 hours to go from Lethbridge to Kelowna, okay? Actually, closer to 12. To do this small distance here. But, like, we've had family go from all the way from Montreal to Kelowna, which is, like, all the way over here, which is nutty. Like, actually kind of crazy. And then you've got cities over here. For example, Montreal actually extends from all the way down here. Like, from here all the way up here. Like, what the fuck? That's like a country in Europe. I guarantee you there's a country that's smaller than that somewhere in Europe. Actually, here, right here. This right here. It's awesome. Oh, by the way, for those who may not know, we have, for those who are not living in Montreal, we have a university called McGill. Both my grandfather and my dad have both gotten a doctorate at McGill. I would have actually gone there if we had stayed in Montreal, but we ended up moving across the country for reasons I won't disclose. But so we have the entirety of the actual, like, campus covers the entire city. It's wild. Like, actually insane. I still can't get over, like, how big some of the universities are, because you can see, like, McGill is, like, all over the country. Like, if you go to Lethbridge, there's actually there's parts of it at the University of Lethbridge over here. There's parts of it over here, which is pretty cool. And then you've got some that are, parts of it are in Calgary. You've got parts of it in Edmonton. You've got some in Kelowna, some in Vancouver. It's so cool. But, like, I still can't get over how, like, insane the difference in size of different countries are. Just in general, it's wild. But Kumans were nomadic Turkic people who dominated the Eurasian steppes until the devastating Mongol invasion of the 30s. I mean, to be fair, Spinos, literally every country on the planet that literally every country the Mongols were around, and, like, any civilization and or group of people was, like, it was all peaceful until the Mongols fucking showed up. Because the Mongolian Empire, so there's, like, throughout history, guys, if you guys don't know this, there's throughout history, the entirety of, like, we have set rules between, like, every single one of the nations, how different countries worked, how they did agriculture, how they did farming, how their countries were built, how they did, like, politics and ecological shenanigans, and how they maintained everything. And there's one rule in history that goes, and it's effectively just except for the Mongols. And the reason being is because every single rule throughout history works except for the fucking Mongols. Oh yeah, no, it's not surprising. You gotta remember, Sonos, that the Mongols were, due to just how insane they were in combat, it would have, like, they can, like, if they were still around to this day, well, they are, but I mean, like, in the sense of, like, their power and the, like, what they were capable of at the time, and if they're still around to this day, there would be very, very few people that could actually, like, very few countries that could actually withstand them or stand up to them. A very good example of this would probably be, they'd be almost comparable to the US in terms of just, like, you know, the modern US, or I guess not modern US, back in, like, maybe, like, the US from, like, 30 years ago. If you take a look at the US's military strength from about 30 years ago, that's the equivalent of what the Mongols were like back when they were fighting and everything. There may have been countries and, like, people that were pretty strong, but when it comes to the fucking Mongols, you ain't gonna fucking stop them. There's one reason the Roman Empire fell. What? Oh, no. So there's multiple, actually, for that one, Rick. There's a few. One of them was their fucking economy. Their economy was actually so insane that one of the biggest issues that that Julius Caesar, I'm going to focus specifically on Julius Caesar here for that, because there was actually multiple different Roman empires and they all fell differently. But I'm going to focus specifically on Julius Caesar stuff. One of the major things here is that Julius Caesar's economy that he had built for the country was so profitable and so so strong that a large portion of the population that lived in Rome was just bored. They had nothing to do. It's why during his time as emperor, they had such an emphasis on for example, you go take a look at the Colosseums, or you take a look at all the events that they're doing. It was mostly a huge amount of what they're focused on was mostly just entertainment, because he knew that if his population wasn't entertained, he would have riots and people would get bored and they would try to overthrow because there's nothing left to do, and things would fall apart. So that's why he was focused a lot on entertaining at least the general populace. Now, when it comes to war, a lot of the stuff that he did wasn't actually through battle, it was through negotiation, which is actually kind of funny because a lot of people know him as being a really, really good a really good battle tactician, which he was, but that wasn't the full reason for it. He went through and actually took over a good chunk of the Mediterranean just by basically offering the people that were living in castles and locations a better life, a better payment, better pay and everything else, and they would just let him walk through. Because what are you going to do when your entire force is made up of a military that's paid, and if their coffers aren't full and they're not being fed well, they're likely to mutiny. You're likely to have people just be like, okay, cool, this person's offering a better life for us, so why don't we just do this, I guess. And oftentimes at the time it was better just to take the better offer that you can get. There's also the other side of it where as that went through, and after Julius was stabbed, because we all know the famous incident where he was stabbed 43 times, I think it was, or whatever the fuck it was. Broski became a Caesar salad, basically, is what we're gonna go with. Either way, after that whole situation, the entire territory of Rome as itself was split into 3 different factions, or was it 4? I think it was 3, actually. Yeah, I think it was 3. Basically, 2 of the people, what happened is that 2 of the people that it was split between, one of them was Augustus. No, was it Augustus? No, it was Brutus. One of them was Brutus, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember the other 2 though. Why do you want me to find Liechtenstein? Wasn't that in Germany? Isn't Liechtenstein in Germany somewhere? I feel like Liechtenstein is something that I recognize. I recognize the name, I just don't know where it's for. Nuremberg is over there. But I'll figure it out in a second too. I'm gonna finish what I'm talking about here for a second. When you go through and take a look at it though, one of the major things is that those 3 people, one of them was peaceful, didn't want to fight, didn't want to have war, didn't want more things. He was fine with his what he had. The 2 others though wanted to go through and fight the others specifically to get more power, and that's what happened, is effectively civil war. Rome was torn apart partially by civil war and lack of governance, and then there was other countries that came in to take over the land after the lack of governance, and civil war started, and eventually the rest of it was history, literally history. But welcome to the fall of Julius Caesar's Rome specifically, because you can't just say Caesar, since every emperor of Rome was a Caesar technically. Yeah, isn't Liechtenstein inside of Germany though? Somewhere. No, wait, where's Liechtenstein then? Is it Austria? No, it wouldn't be in Austria. Vienna. Oh, I've heard Vienna is such a beautiful city. I've heard so many good things about Vienna. Is Austria... Oh. Oh, there it is. There you go. Caesar! Yeah, right here. That's so cool. Oh, I didn't realize Liechtenstein was a country. I thought it was a city. Yeah, I thought Liechtenstein was a city instead of Germany, because a lot of movies that focus around the 1930s, 1940s kind of thing mention Liechtenstein, but if it's right there, that makes sense. You've got Switzerland over here, which checks out. Oh, wait, isn't Liechtenstein one of the first ones that got taken over? No, it was... Okay, they went after Austria. Oh, Luxembourg. Oh, fuck, Luxembourg. I'm so sorry, dude. Find the Principality of Andorra. That doesn't exist, homie. The Principality of Andorra does not exist in our world. What are you talking about? Bro, Yeah, the Andorra doesn't exist because Andorra is a country. No, I swear it doesn't exist. What the fuck? There's no way it exists. Ooh, Reem. Reem! Oh, you got Nancy, Metz over there, Strasbourg, Mannheim. Oh, that's kind of cool. Andorra. Principality of Andorra. I swear it's a fictional place that was like, what, inside of freaking... Oh, what's that one book? What's that one book? The one with the lion. Ah, frick, I can't. Narnia. Sounds like it's from Narnia. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, no. I'm done the web. We're playing Warframe, but we got really fucking sidetracked. I started giving a fucking history lesson on shit. There's Belarus over here, Lithuania, Latvia. I'm not gonna lie, the cooking, like the food from Lithuania though, is fucking amazing, guys. I don't know if you guys have ever tried it, but if you guys get a chance to, try it. It's really fucking good. Lithuanians know how to make their food. Like really, really good. Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I may be medicated for my ADHD. It does not fucking get does not end anything when it comes to getting sidetracked or anything like that. Small hint, France. There's no fucking way. There's no way it's in France. Really? Okay, can you give me like a north, east, south or something? Between France and Spain? Spain's over here. What the fuck? Wait, it actually exists? Huh? What do you mean this isn't in fucking like Narnia? What? Alright, that's kind of cool. Friesland? I'll help you. It's between Belgium and Germany. Wait, where's Belgium and Germany? Hold up, Belgium and Germany? Over here? Oh, that's kind of cool. There's like a spot over here. Luxembourg. No, there's Luxembourg over here. Wait, is this considered its own city? Is Luxembourg its own country? Because the city's marked, but I don't know. The fuck is my last name doing here? Excuse me. The fuck is my last name doing here? Okay. Fair enough. Oh, it's its own city. Okay, cool. But why is it marked as being its own like territory? Is there like a political reason for that, or is it just more of like they felt like putting a line here? Or is it a part of its own little thing here? Oh, it's both. Oh, is it kind of like how Quebec has its own like Quebec is a province, and then you've got like Quebec, and then you've got Quebec City within Quebec? Because if that's the case, that's kind of cool. Yeah, like you've got Quebec City right here, and then you've got Quebec over here. Okay, that's kind of cool if that's like the case. For the record, guys, I'm from Montreal. Like, I'm from Quebec, but not Quebec City. I'm from Montreal. Like, over here. I used to live right here. It's my hometown. Right here. By the way, fucking love this little hometown. It's so peaceful. It's awesome. There's a giant-ass park right here, by the way, guys. Oh, hold on. I want to show you guys the little park. Let me, like, see right here. Right here. This is where I used to grow up. This is where I grew up. Right here. I got our giant park here. There used to be, there's, like, a summer camp here. That you can go to during the summer and stuff, and we used to like have like 300 kids that would go through here and stuff. This is the library right here, which is actually a really nice little library that you can go to. And then this right here is a corner grocery store right here, like a tiny little grocery store on the side of the city. It's so nice, within walking distance of like my house and stuff. It was nice. Be able to walk around and stuffs. There's actually a pool over, there's also a pool. I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys, but there's also like a little pool over there as well, next to like a kids park and stuff. Yeah, it's a nice little town. Well, technically it's a part of Montreal, so we're not going to go into that, but like, yeah. But then like, this is like a nice little cozy town that you can like walk around and stuff in. There's a... And then we've got like a nice little boardwalk on the side here that we used to go walk around on like most of the time. It was nice. You can go fishing here too. They have like there's not really any like regulations if you want to go fishing and stuff, or at least when I was a kid there wasn't really any. So you can just like, there's a nice little boardwalk that you can go walk towards and like hang out in. And let's see if it's still here. Let's see if it's still here, because there's one spot I'm looking for. Is it over here further? No, it's not down. Maybe it's right here. No, it's not there. That's not it. It's there. Yeah, right here, right here, right here. Right here. This is the ice cream shop that we used to go to all the time. It was so good. This is like a little spot in the corner here for like an ice cream shop and stuff. You guys ever get a chance? It's nice. Nice little like town here. It's a soup. Yeah, there's a bowl right there. It's a nice little like spot that you can go hang. Oh, that's new. No, that's not new. That's been there for ages. That's new though. That wasn't there before. Yeah, that's completely new. There's a little park here. There's a bunch of like trees and stuff. It's nice. The longest shared, what? Aren't you? Isn't it Canada and isn't it Canada in the US technically? Isn't the answer to that Canada in the US from what I understand? Why the fuck am I upside down? Yeah, from what I remember, it's Canada in the US. Yeah. Canada also has the second largest landmass on the planet. Actually, it might be the largest, unironically. Yeah, it might be the largest. It's pretty close though. It's pretty close between the United States, Canada, Brazil, and Russia though. As well as China, though China actually, believe it or not, is smaller than the United States, but that's only because the United States has Alaska. And then you've got, it's usually between Russia and Canada. I can't remember what it is here. France and Austria? What, France and Austria? Austria and France aren't even connected, homie. Chemo. They're not even connected here. Belgium is so cool. Oh god, I'm so sorry, Netherlands. I am so fucking sorry. Your history is like fucked on so many levels. Oh, it's page. Also, for some reason I keep on remembering that Norway is on the right side of Sweden and then Finland's on the left. And I feel like I'm just going crazy. I feel like I'm actually going insane. Because like Norway is supposed to be on the right and Finland's supposed to be on the left. According to my memory, but I know this is wrong since the map is right here. Also, if you guys want to know something really funny, this is what our Google Maps looks like in Canada. Right here. No, I'm not saying I hate the Netherlands. I'm just sorry about your history, man. Like the Netherlands history, if you don't, okay. During the Second World War, for those who may not know, during the time when Germany was trying to break through or succeeded in breaking through the Maginot Line, or whatever, I can't remember if it's the Maginot Line or whatever it's called, but you guys know the defense that they had in France to stop the Germans from getting through to France and taking over like Belgium and stuff. During that, what happened is that the Germans went through and bombed the shit out of the Netherlands. Like they completely destroyed most of the country. Making it look like they were going to go and invade the Netherlands, and then they sent their entire military south underneath the Maginot Line and circumvented everything and got into France within like, I think it was 4 days. But most of the Netherlands got fucking destroyed during that, and that's why I'm saying like I'm so sorry. It's like holy fuck, man. You guys don't have much there already, and you guys just like lost everything during that. It's all complete. Yeah, of course it's completely rebuilt and stuff. It's just it sucks that it had to happen, or that it did happen, not that it had to happen. But yeah, welcome to Shenanigans, I guess. Then you've got turkey and shoes. I still can't get over the fact that we have like, is it right? Not there. Where is it? What the fuck? Oh, that's cool. It marks it as like the Israel and Jordan. Oh, I didn't realize that Israel and Jordan actually shared a border. Oh, it's right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. This stuff right here. One of the coolest things on the planet right here. It's so chill. Like it's honestly one of the coolest things ever because they went through and like built a fucking canal for all the boats and shit. It's awesome. Suez Canal. Yeah. There's another one actually that's over in Panama, I believe. That's right here. Yeah, right here. There's another one that's like right here as well. There's a couple of them that let you circumvent and bypass the having to go around the entire globe here, which like cuts like months off of travel times. It's so cool. Excuse me, the fuck you mean South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands? Hold up. What do you mean the South Sandwich Islands? Okay. Oh my god. Okay, cool. Fair enough. If you go into Indonesia, oh man, I still can't get over the fact that we have like places that look like this. Oh, it'd be so cool to be like in a sailboat and like go around and just like sail around these areas and stuff. See what these different like islands and stuff would look like. It'd be so nice. Then you've got like, yeah. Because then you can just go dock at like harbors or just like not even have to worry about docking at harbors and stuff. It'd be nice. Polynesia. You go over here to Hawaii and like get a boat and travel over there. It'd be nice. I have been over to Cuba before. I've been over here before a few times. Yeah, a I've been over here like a couple times. It's actually really beautiful over here. We took a cruise that took off from Florida. One time when I was a kid, we went and took a. Hold on, give me like 2 seconds here. Okay, sorry about that. And then basically what happened is we took a cruise and went all the way down here, all the way down to here. And then we followed the cruise down to Grenada. And I think we went to Barbados, I think, and then it went all the way back up. It's pretty cool. That's where I got to swim with live sharks. Not intentionally. We went diving at a coral reef and we ended up running into a bunch of reef sharks. Reef sharks? Nursing sharks. Nursing sharks. Surprisingly, they're actually really chill. They just come over and say hi. Kind of like chillax and stuff. It's pretty cool. Most of the time when you're running with like messing around with like sharks and stuff, as long as you're like cut or something, you're fine. You're chilling. There's also a German canal going from the Baltic Sea to the North Sea. Wait, really? Okay, that's Hamburg over here. Are you talking about like over here somewhere? Oh, you're right. What the fuck? Oh, interesting. That's kind of cool. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I always love seeing like canals like this because it shows that they wanted to go through and like actually like they put the effort into making sure that like the trade routes and stuff work, which is awesome to see. Because it's always nice to see. What? There's another one? What do you mean there's another one? Oh, there's another one. What the fuck? What's this one doing here? This one goes like through a crap ton of countries. What is this one doing? Where's this one going? What the fuck? Huh? It's still going? Still going? Still going? That's gotta be a river at that point. There's no way that's not a river. Yeah, that's a river. There's no way that's actually like man-made. Over here? No, apparently that is actually man-made. What the fuck? Yo, what? I did find it, apparently. That's crazy. That's cool, but also, like, insane. Wait, why did they build it? No, it still goes. It's still going. Down this way. And it's still going down this way. Oh, they got it to follow a highway, too. That's kind of cool. It's pretty smart too. So you can just like have it run with the highways and stuff. And then it keeps going. Keeps going. Splits over there. Splits over this way. Okay, then it just splits into... Okay, that's not where the right one. So I took a wrong turn. I want to go down this way. That's kind of cool. The Rhine River? Yeah, it's the Rhine River. I don't know. The R-I-G-N. It's still pretty cool that there's rivers that go that far. Yeah, that's I don't know about Shihome, but it's auto correcting to that. R-I-G-N. You're talking about this? Talking about this thing here? Does it just... Oh, it goes through the Netherlands. Oh, that's nice. So I guess it is pretty common to see that. Oh, but you guys have so many water pathways. What the fuck? Oh, holy shit, that's so many water pathways. Ooh, that's so pretty. Oh, that's so cool. Then you've got this over here. Oh, I see. Oh, you guys tried making your own version of Venice. Oh, that's cool. Then you got over here. Oh, I'm assuming this is right here is where you guys go build ships and stuff. This is your port for making ships and stuff. That's kind of cool. And over here you've got more stuff. That's nice. You only have... Yeah. Yeah, of course. Well, what you do is like for maintenance and stuff is you go through and dry them out, and then you go through and refill them afterwards. Also, Squeeve, those are some pretty nice cards, I'm not gonna lie. Like, really, really nice cards. From what I understand, probably. I mean, to be fair, their sewage system in Venice for the longest time was that it smelled like horrendous. It's the same thing with Paris, actually. Paris has really, really bad maintenance for their sewage and or garbage disposal and stuff, so they tend to smell really, really bad. There's a lot of different places like that just because they went through, and like same thing with if you go to like Rome and or Naples and stuff, you'll start seeing that as well. It's just how it goes. It's changed over time, but yeah, it's what the cities are known for. Generally speaking, Vatican City for the Pope. Okay, the Vatican City is a whole different story though, because it's considered its own country. Or I guess sovereign state, I guess, technically. They did, yes, but during protests and stuff, it tends to go back to being pretty bad. Like when it comes down to it, France tends to go back to having some not so great shenanigans going here. Also, apparently, Argentina has like some insane. Oh, Chile literally looks like a chili. Okay, it's kind of cool. We have the cleanest water at work in Europe. We could theoretically drink from the toilet. Well, you theoretically could. Would you want to? Probably not. If I'm gonna be real with you, because like, let's be real here. That's something that you don't want to do no matter what. Also, I think, yeah. What the hell? Lesotho, Eswatini. Oh, Eswatini. I've heard of this place before. Botswana. No. Rwanda. No, that's not Rwanda. Is it Rwanda? It might be Rwanda. I'm saying the English way. But yeah. Do they? That's kind of cool. My dad actually was showing me some pictures and stuff of what it looked like when he was in South Africa and stuff, and it's pretty cool. He's got some really nice pictures of some of the other teachers teaching students and stuff on their expeditions. Apparently what they had to do is they actually had to, when they were out and doing their expeditions and stuff, they had to go through and actually get body armor for their legs and stuff, so they were wearing leg armor when they were walking around out in the wilderness and stuff. Because if they didn't, the snakes could just completely destroy them. So they decided, you know what, fuck it, we're just gonna go get some body armor and wear it for like on our expeditions and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's like the stuff that you basically, what you do is you get some boots, and it works with any pair of boots pretty much. And what you do is it's like a super thick thing that you just wrap around your calf. It's pretty cool. No, it's not like actual like gun body armor. It's body armor to stop teeth from getting into your legs and stuff. It's pretty cool. Granted, when you're out in the boonies, like way out in the boonies, because where they were, they're like way out in the middle of nowhere and stuff, and so everybody that's like on the different reservations and like everything else like that, and like local reservations and like other things like that, everybody would kind of talk. And apparently during the time that my dad was there, somebody, one random like somebody that was there ended up trying to drive their truck right through a river that was like had too much force. It ended up flipping and the guy got eaten by an alligator. And the reason they know this is because what happened is they shot the alligator, and when they're gutting the alligator, they found human remains inside of its stomach. And that's the only reason they knew that the alligator had eaten somebody. So interesting. Kevlar work, yeah, actually, Kevlar would. So you wouldn't want to use like actual like full body armor, but if you had like clothing made of Kevlar and it was like maybe a few centimeters thick, yeah, it'd be fine. Because think about it, you've got a projectile that's able to go at like a ludicrously high speed, and it's gonna hit you, and it doesn't penetrate Kevlar that easily. So what are teeth gonna do? You know, unless you're fighting like, or unless you have like a fucking hippo trying to like eat you. And at that point, let's be real here, if a hippo's trying to eat you, you're just screwed anyways, so we're just not going to get into that right now. But Kevlar would work, but it wouldn't be the stuff that you put into the body armor itself. Like, you know how there's like armor plates that you put into Kevlar armor? Like how the actual vest is made of Kevlar, and then you've got the plate on the inside that's made of something else. I don't know what it's made of though. Granted, I know very little about that specific part of stuff, because I just know that it works. That's it. That's about it. That's all I got. Because honestly, if it didn't work, you wouldn't be using it, so there you go. Well, actually, I retract that statement. We're not going to get back into that. But yeah, Kevlar would work just fine. But usually what they do is they use like super thick hides of like leather, or they'll mix in like foldable aluminum or like plates of metal into it and stuff, and you can do it that way as well. Kevlar is often sort of older body armors, dragon scale leather. You're thinking of Kevlar. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you're also thinking, well, you've also got to think about like how much you can maintain that as well. So if the leather requires less maintenance, then yeah, that would honestly be a better thing, because you're looking for maintenance, like required maintenance, and the weight that you're going to be carrying. Because the expeditions that my dad would go on with all these students and like the other teachers and stuff would be like 11 to 13 hour hiking trips where they'd be collecting data and watching different animals and like taking care of like all the stuff that they have to do on their expeditions. But it'd be like 11 to 13 hours a day, almost every day kind of thing. So it's one of those things where if you're going to be doing that and you're going to be hiking for that long of a time, you want to make sure that you've got as little weight on you as possible, specifically so that you have an easier time of doing it. Granted, I don't know how much Kevlar actually weighs. Because I've never worn body armor before, so I have no idea. Incredibly lightweight, yet pound for pound above 5 times stronger than steel. Oh, it's kind of cool. Wait, really? Okay, I feel like that. Hold on. Where's Wikipedia? Give me my Wikipedia shenanigans here. Give me some Wikipedia. Oh, they have the chemical formula for it. That's nice. Kevlar synthesis solution. Structure. Wait, has a tensile strength of... Huh? That's nutty. So it basically weighs the same amount as like a normal piece of clothing then. That's insane. I didn't realize that it would like maybe slightly more heavy. But like that's crazy that it weighs almost nothing. That's awesome. Its tensile strength is insane for how good it's stopping rounds. Well, yeah, of course. It's just crazy to think that that's actually a thing. It's kind of cool. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, I could think that. Not actually, no. I could see that, not think that. That's pretty cool. You'd never catch me dead wearing denim. I mean, I do have jeans and stuff, but I don't think they're denim. There's something else because I don't feel like denim. They're like a synthetic version of denim that's like a lot softer, and I fucking love it. Because denim in itself, I really don't like because of how rough it is. It feels like sandpaper, and it destroys my skin, unfortunately. Like I have very, very sensitive skin, so if have anything that's like even slightly rough on my skin, it can like tear apart layers of it, and it's really annoying. You know, I think the funniest fucking bit that I think I've seen somebody do in a lot of cases is just walking up to people in games and stuff and just asking them what their plate level is. And I swear that entirely came from something else entirely. But I know it from games and stuff, like Tarkov and Warzone, where people just like walk up and ask. But like I don't really know if that's like directly translatable to the real world or anything like that. Just because I haven't really... I'm not American, basically, is what I'm trying to get at here. Reminds me of a Russian bat. Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That checks out. Oh, plate level is actually real? Okay, cool. Does it work similar to Mohs hardness scale, or is that a separate thing? Why are you losing your mind, Rick? What did I do? I'm asking questions here, and I'm getting answers. So, like, I don't know. What are you losing your mind over about? Might be separate. Well, Mohs hardness scale is based on... Oh, yeah. Okay, so it might actually be a Russian Badger skit that I'm thinking of then. Yeah. There's only really one Russian Badger skit that I can really remember off the top of my head, and it's the fucking Paching. The M1 Garand skit. And you guys are fully aware of which one I'm talking about. I don't think I need to explain further. Because it is 100% true. That ping is dopamine every single fucking time. Infinite dopamine. It's great. I don't know why it's so fucking satisfying, but it's great. Hold on. I should probably get my weeklies done actually before I forget to. Fine. Let me go get my weeklies done. But yeah, it's not bad.
Oh my god.
If it pens, add more plates. If it still pens, add more plates. And if it... Okay. But there's a certain point where if you're trying to stop, like should withstand a round of... I'm actually not sure what that is, Bliss. I know very little about firearms. Funny enough, I know more about how to actually make one in the firing mechanisms that work behind the scenes for them to function than the actual bullet sizes and stuff, because my actual interest in firearms is entirely speaking only of the mechanisms that are within the guns themselves, because I find the mechanisms pretty cool. But outside of that, I know very little about them. Unfortunately, so I don't really know what those rounds would mean. It would be a round from a SCAR, and a 5.56 is from like an M4. Oh, gotcha. Wait. Yeah, I'm gonna go with those. I know that from CS. That's it. And I know for a fact CS is not, or I know those guns from CS, and that's all I really got. I'm sorry, guys. Science of guns is pretty aspect loaded. I'm learning it. Oh, it's exactly what I'm thinking? Okay, cool. That works. Cool, yo. That works. Yeah, no, I know more about bows and stuff than I do firearms. But that's also because I'm more interested in the ways that, like, actually learning how to use bows rather than firearms. Like, just because bows are a lot more fascinating. Plus, it's a workout, so, you know. Great. Writing second book of 80 chapters and writing for 6 months. What? Oh, yeah, then you know that books... You know that books, you don't have to go through and, like, finish off writing books right away, right? You can just, like, come back to it over time. You can just, like, put it aside and come back to it. Put it aside again, come back to it. You don't necessarily have to finish them right in one bat. You know that, right? Isn't 7.62 NATO? Yeah, isn't 7.62 NATO? Isn't that a NATO round? Same thing with 5.56. From what I understand. Only reason why I'm asking this is because I was having a conversation with one of my uncles a while back about the rounds used in Spitfires from like the 1930s and 40s. One I was mistaking a couple of different round types for the wrong ones that would fit inside of Spitfires, unfortunately. No, 0.308 isn't NATO. Wait, really? I thought 7.62 would be considered NATO. What? Practically the same, fair enough. Wait, hold on. Whoa, so there's a different kind of 7.62, so there's American 7.62, and then there's... Oh, you're saying 0.62 7.62 instead of 7.62. Wait, is there actually a difference there? Or is that just representative of the millimeter diameter of the bullet itself? Because if that's the representative of the millimeter diameter of the bullet itself, that would explain a bit, actually. Also, I'm apparently being nerfed to hell and back. Why is my weapon doing so little damage? I feel like there's something off about my weapon. Hold on. There's something wrong here. Did they fix the thingy? Oh, they fixed the thingy! Uh-oh. Wait, hold up. Is that what I think it is? Yep, they fixed it. No, they didn't fix it though. Oh, it is 7.6. Okay, cool. So I'm not going nuts. I'm not going nuts here. Cool. Also, I just realized something. There's a problem. So, hold on. I can't show you guys this. I'm sorry. There's a thing that we figured out a while back, and I'm not sure if it's technically legal under TOS, but we figured out a thing a while back that makes things a little bit easier, and I'm just not going to go into that right now. It's such a good... Yeah, I think they fixed it. Shit. Ah, fuck. Did they actually fix it? Wait, why is my other stuff not working? What the fuck? Hold on. Let me go check this out really quick. I figured out how to stack multiple arcanes on top of each other, by the way. I figured this out with Squib the other day, like a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to tell you guys how to do it. I'm not going to explain it. And for those who know how to do it, do not explain it because I'm pretty sure it's against TOS. But it's technically there and it's been there for years. So we're assuming it's a feature, but we're also not 100% sure. So shh. Arbitration honors, Samaris. Umbra will keep your secret. Umbra? I thought you were going to say Cephalon Samaris, because that would make a lot more sense if you said Cephalon Samaris. Hold on. So we're just going to summon you real quick. Do I have to have a specific... No, it's not fixed. Okay, cool. I'm actually kind of curious of what that is. Alright, cool. Interesting. Oh, do you main Umbra, Spinos? Is that what it is? Because if you main Umbra, that's kind of cool. Alright, yeah, it's fixed. Okay, so there's just something that was going weird there. I don't know what it was though. Patched and fixed clearly intended mechanic and should be exploited to its full extent. I mean, if it's been there for years and nobody's fucking patched it, then... You know. If I ever get a chance to talk to a DE dev, I'll explain it to them and I'll ask them if it was meant as an intended mechanic, and if it is, I'll explain it to you guys as well. Because it's actually really nice. It's a really, really nice mechanic to use to boost the abilities of like a bunch of my weapons and stuff. Wait. Okay, I have an idea and I need to double check to see if this is actually a thing. I learned recently that there's actively primary and secondary. Is it the Thalis? Learned that the wait, what the Thalis? Oh, the weapon, the Thalis. Okay. No, Kalshi. The reason I'm well aware that you probably could answer it, but I'd rather talk to a dev about it because I know that the devs themselves would know better. Because no matter how insanely informed somebody may be about a game, it's always better to talk to the devs first before I talk about shenanigans, so I'm just gonna like not worry about it. Oh, the cat's Umbra? Wait, really? The kittens? Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. I see. I see. Oh. Oh, I'm well aware, Kalshi. Well, no, so it's a little weird. It's a little weird because it kind of is and also isn't. That's why I'm kind of like, I'm not sure. It has to do with the way that Warframe's coded, by the way, guys. That's why I'm confused about what it considers. Yeah, okay, cool. We got it. We got our shenanigans back. There you go. But yeah, it's due to the way that Warframe's coded, and that's why I'm a little confused. It's also why I would rather just ask the devs, because I know the devs would know the answer to it. You need to come back to Warframe. Well, I mean, to be fair, if you want to take a break and not actually come back to Warframe, you don't have to. Like, Warframe in itself isn't a requirement to go through and play. I just happen to play it because I really enjoy it. That's really it. And even then, like, I don't play it every day because there isn't really anything left for me in the game to do. Like, I could go through and like build every Warframe. I could go through and like go through and organize and explain, or like go through and organize my inventory and finish building every weapon in my arsenal and stuff like that. But there's only so much of that you can do, and I kind of don't really want to do that. Oh yeah, but it's like wow, since I Kalshi, shot my guy. You gotta remember the TOS. When it comes down to how the functioning of the TOS works, is you can show the end result of a glitch, you cannot show the current way to do the glitch, unless it's been patched, in which case then you can introduce people of how to do that. Otherwise, we keep our mouth shut about how it's done. If people can figure out how it's done on its own, then that's cool. But yeah, no, that's what that is, Kelshi. Just shush, not a word. Plus, because I don't want to get banned, so shut. Kelshi, shut. Plus it wasn't exactly far progressed. Oh, I mean, to be fair, if you're not exactly far progressed, then you should be fine. You should be okay. I'm not taking chances, not with the TOS, my guy. But yeah, when it comes down to it, yeah, that's fine. If you do get into the game, what I'd highly recommend doing is don't rush the game. Like, genuinely speaking, do not rush Warframe, or really any game for that matter. There's a lot of games that you can go through and rush, but this is one of the ones that you don't want to rush. Because there's a lot to experience, and once you finish that, there isn't really anything else at the end of it, unfortunately. It's kind of just like GG's. It's just how it goes. Unfortunately, there's yeah, so like, for example, what I'm stuck at now is that there isn't like any like... I'm stuck to doing dailies and weeklies, basically, is what I'm stuck to. There is a lot of stuff that I can do now. Like, I could go, like, that's it. Lesson with not rushing the game from... Oh, wait, Destiny 2? I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I finished the entire game in 8 hours. including every DLC except for one. Pretty much. It was wild. You're saying, yeah, but Steve, you're also stuck doing your shenanigans here. You're also like a Cascade enjoyer, so that's fine. I mean, to be fair, I also enjoy Cascades, but we're just not getting into that right now. i7, he has an SPC. Got that thing. Oh, what was the first generation? What? Rick, what does that even mean? Rick, what does that even mean? Basically I finished everything that was worth doing in the game. Tactical. So I finished pretty much the entirety of like progression. I finished all the progression, all the story. I finished getting all the items that would be worth getting in about 8 hours. I did it in a single stream. Unfortunately, when it comes to Destiny 2, there isn't really much progression, or at least back when I used to play, there wasn't really much progression outside the storyline. And what they would do is they would give you event weapons that would basically give you the max level and max damage that you could possibly get from those weapons as well. So there wasn't really much reason for me to continue playing the game because I was like, okay, I'm already maxed out. And the only real thing to work towards getting is cosmetics. And it's like, is it really worth playing after that? No, that's how it worked back when I played Kelshi. That's what it was. That's how it worked. Unironically, that's what it was. Back when I played, that's what happened. There was an event, so there was an event that was going on that basically gave me a bunch of like the max level gear that you could get. Then we got to the Crucible, and the Crucible, we finished off most of it pretty much in, I think it was like ridiculously short time. So there wasn't really much reason to continue playing Destiny. For me to, well, at least for me, there wasn't really a reason to continue. Don't play a grand total of 4 hours of Destiny, and yeah, it's also why like I didn't really play further outside of like, I didn't really do like any of like the raids or anything, because when I found out that the raids were primarily only cosmetics and stuff, there wasn't really a reason to go through and get the raid, like finishing the raids, because there wasn't really any items that were worth gathering from the raids. It became one of those things where it was like, is the game mostly just for PvP? Because if it's mostly just for PvP, then I could understand why people play it. Like a PvP game with a side of like PvE kind of thing and a storyline, which is kind of cool. But honestly, that would be kind of nice if people actually explained it being as more of like an MMO that's more into PvP. It's kind of cool. See, you say that, but unfortunately back when I played, that's not how it worked. Like, yeah, sure, you could get weapons from it, but it was mostly cosmetic. Like I had already gotten some of the best weapons and stuff. I can pull out my Destiny 2 account if you want me to, Kelshi, at some point and just be like, here, this is what I have. It's not really worth me going through and picking up the game though. It was during Forsaken and such. I don't know when that was, Kelshi. I just know that I played it about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5. Part of me wishes I could go back into Black Desert. Okay, Bliss, no. Do not touch Black Desert. I swear to God, do not touch Black Desert. I say this as somebody who's basically 100% of Black Desert. Do not touch the game. I swear to fuck. Like, out of anything you could possibly do, that's one MMO that you do not want to fucking touch. And yes, I soloed most of the fucking stuff. Most of the guild stuff in Black Desert, I soloed. Most of it. It's wild. It takes so long to do. The quests for like guilds and shit takes forever. Bliss, I have a level 61 Kunoichi. Bliss, don't do it. I got it. I have 11 level 61 Kunoichi. Don't do it. Bliss, it's not worth it. I mean, I could. Oh, you found the Spinos, you found the thingy. Almost super. Yeah, that's also another really good one. Russian Badger clip. Sorry, I just saw what you messaged me. The creator, and oh yeah, the character creator in the game is just fucking fantastic. It's such a beautiful character creator. It's wild though. It might be actually 58 now. Bliss. Back when I played, I'm pretty sure you awaken at level 58. Because I remember having to go through and awaken my Kunoichi. But yeah. Yeah, it's changed a lot from when you described it, but yeah, it's not worth picking up anymore. The last 5 updates is in The last. Oh, yeah. Well, didn't they? Wait, Isn't Bungie's like main source of income currently just Destiny 2? From what I was seeing, people were like talking about how Bungie's main source of income is Destiny 2. So them not doing any more live updates for it is like potentially going to kill it, from what I understand, and that's kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, Pearl Abyss? Wait, actually? Wait, there's no way. Actually? Hold on. Wait, really? What do you mean they went through and... Oh, it's so weird. Okay, cool. I thought they like, because BDO is actually really well made. Like, if you guys have ever actually played Black Desert, it's a really, really fun game to play. Like, it's a really, really fun game to play. It just takes quite a bit to get used to, and the controls themselves are actually really nice. Like, the combat in the game feels fan-fucking-tastic. It's actually, unironically, one of my favorite MMOs for the way that the combat system works. Like, genuinely speaking, second only to Warframe, and that's it. Like, outside of that, I think I've got Final Fantasy XIV as being my third, and then World of Warcraft as being my fourth, I think, but that's also because those are, like, pretty much the only MMOs that I've played. Oh, wait, no, PSO2. You've got PSO2 Genesis and PSO2 the OG, which I've, at the time of when I had played them, I had 100%ed them at the time. I don't know if they're still 100%ed, but yeah. Yes. Video is my favorite feeling MMO, but haven't found anything since. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if there's any MMOs that actually try to focus on actually like making unique combat styles like the way that BDO did. And that's honestly one of the major draws of BDO is specifically because of the combat style. And the fact that they have a extensive guild system. I don't know if you guys have noticed this or gotten to the guild system for BDO, but it's one of the most extensive and like one of the most complex guild systems out of any MMO. Like straight up. Like a lot of MMOs will go through and be like, okay, cool, we're gonna go through and like make an MMO and like have a guild system just so that people can play together and all this other stuff. No, fucking the guild system in BDO is its own entire game separate from the rest of the game. It's really cool. The in-game economy, you're probably not gonna believe me on this one, Bliss, but I own I own the entirety of 2 cities. And I was expanding into the 3rd and 4th cities. I was expanding, I had half of a 3rd city and a quarter of the 4th city that I was going through and buying. That's like the only part that I didn't fucking 100% was all of that shit. Because the amount of like the crafting system is nutty. Like, I've never seen a crafting system that complex before. Actually, what got me to quit BDO in the first place was due to the crafting system for upgrading weapons. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, getting all my weapons to Tet took me fucking forever. Because every one of all of my weapons are up to Tet, and most of my gear is up to Tet. I'm pretty sure is what it is. I can't remember what rank that is, but at the time it was one of the highest ranks. It was insane. My Shinobi is probably a billionaire at the moment since I haven't logged on. Wait, does it passively make you money? Whoa, does the economy system actually passively make you money? Man. Because I went through and bought all the buildings and stuff. I literally did it purely just so I could max out my storage. That was it. That was all it was for. No. So I didn't get into the actual crafting system itself. I got into the storage system so I could move all of my items around between cities and stuff. That's all it was for. Like, no joke. That's literally all I got into was purely for that. I played most of BDO on my own, Bliss. So, like, pretty much all of what I did was I soloed most of the content in the game. And a lot of the stuff, like, there's a lot of things that I probably did miss just because, like, I didn't know anything else. So, that's fine. Granted, I played back in, like, what, 2016? 2017? But yeah, I didn't get into the economy for it. Granted, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think when I stopped, I had close to like $1 trillion in my bank. Like, you get a shit ton of free credits and stuff from events and stuff, so I never had to worry about my credits because there was like no reason to, really. The only time that I actually cared about my credits was when I was doing like player trading and stuff, and even that was like, I didn't really want to do player trading. I think Tet was the highest though. I'll have to get my account back and or re-download the game and reopen it and see what my account's like. Because I know for a fact that I got to a point where I could like do most of it. I was literally at a point where I was just trying to finish the bestiary. That was it. That was the only thing left for me to do, mostly for content wise, which was kind of sad because when you get to a point where you're just finishing the codex for getting more points so you can go through and get more buildings and stuff, it kind of like falls apart. Q currency between logs. Wait, are you talking about the thing where like, you know, like when you get your login rewards, it has like a window where you've got all of your login rewards in that one window where it saves everything for you, so you don't have to claim it right away. You can just have it there. Are you talking about the income that's in there? Oh, the market? Because the income in there also accumulates over time, by the way. That's also a thing that increases based on days. It has an interest rate in that inventory too. So your interest rate for your account might be fucking nutty right now. In terms of like actual credits. And that's why like I wasn't really worried about it, because I got to a point with events where like my income from the interest rates alone was enough to supply me with enough income. My account got wiped. It's non-existent. Don't know what happened. So reset and lost interest. Oh, maybe there's a chance that if you didn't play for long enough, they ended up just wiping your account just to save space. Because I honestly don't really know how that works, personally speaking, because I don't really know how accounts like that function. Ow, why the fuck is my shoulder doing that? Oh, I haven't eaten today, that's why. That answers that question. But yeah, no, it's just one of those ones where it's like, it's pretty cool. It's pretty chill. Okay, weeklies, can you like not do this, please? That'd be nice. That'd be really nice. Oh, actually spring-loaded. Wait, isn't that one of the ones I need for increased damage by 40%, target is over 40 meters away? No, so when I don't eat, it feels like I've got needles in my shoulders and like different joints and stuff if I don't eat. But currently I don't have much food and I don't have much money, so I'm currently in the process of, that's also why I'm selling my Pokemon cards, guys, right now. I don't have any food in my fucking pantry, my guy. So I'm gonna have to go get some food and like go actually like get stuff, so like it's fine. Oh, cool. Dude, relax. But like, yeah. So right now what I'm thinking about doing is going and selling my Pokemon cards just so I can have enough money to get food and stuff. And then what I'll do after that is I'm gonna go through and like see if I can go through and get some trades going for that, so I can start like increasing the amount that I can get out of that. Because if I can sell the cards properly, I could probably get myself at least like 2 years worth of expenses paid, which would be really nice, just so I can have like the freedom to do whatever the fuck I want for like 2 years, which would be beautiful if I could do that. But you never know. Do not press that, please, and thank you. Get the fuck out of here. But I gotta go actually like sell them first, and I'm waiting on a response from my dad so that we know when we can go do the trades and stuff, and so I can actually make sure that I can get decent like trades and stuff, because I need to go and see where I can actually trade the cards that would be best. Because I know that if I want to trade the cards for a decent price, I probably want to go to a trade card show to be able to sell them there, just so I can get a proper price on the cards, specifically speaking. And then what I can do is that then, I don't know, because like the trading card shows, I don't know if they actually sell for enough. But I know that they sell better than card shops, so I'm not entirely sure what would be best. But yeah, things to research in the background here. But yeah, I gotta go bug dad and be like, hey dad, could you like take me places so I can go through and sell my stuff, please? That'd be nice. Hold out baseball card, never looked into his prize. Had an old baseball card, never looked into its prize. I mean, to be fair, it's not really a prize, it's just the trader, it's the collector's market whenever you're going through and doing that. Speaking of horror games, I'm learning Gundam TCG. It's pretty interesting, but not gonna... Wait, actually, there's a Gundam TCG? It's kind of cool. I was looking at some gunplay the other day, actually, or yesterday. When I was out with my dad at a mall, we were going through and buying my little brother's Pokemon cards and stuff, and their binders for their own Pokemon card collection. And I actually ended up running into a bunch of... I ended up... What? Rick, the fuck did you do? Rick? What are you doing? Rick? But yeah, no. We went and took a look at like a bunch of high grade stuff. Honestly, what I do really want to do though, if I can, I want to go through and take a look at seeing if I can get some perfect grade Gundams. Or I guess a Gunpla. I don't know if it's Gundam or Gunpla. I can't remember which it is. Because I know that there's a Gunpla, there's a show in Gundam that calls them Gunpla for like having like the actual like little miniatures and stuff, but I don't know if that's the actual name versus just calling them Gundam miniatures and stuff. So whatever. But yeah, I want to get a bunch of perfect grades and stuff. Make like a little like display of having like a bunch of them fighting together. Be cool. It'd be awesome to have them in like the office. Rick, I'm not gonna sell, homie. That is like the worst possible fucking trade you could possibly do. A master grade collector. That's my favorite grade. Oh, master grade. Interesting. Yeah. Gunpla is the models. Okay, cool. I am thinking of the right name. Okay, cool. That works. Okay, so Rick, here's the thing. The majority of the cards in my collection right now, Rick, are evaluated. I could, if I get them actually graded, could go for over 2,000 individually. I have like 300 that are like that, by the way, Rick. So no, I'm not going to be trading it for $100. I'm going to be looking to get as much out of them as I can, specifically just because I want to make it actually worth the trades. Just so I can actually like live off of them. So yeah, there you go. Oh, I'm well aware that not for you, Rick, but that's the actual market price for those cards. I'm sorry to say. Or actually the most recent sell for those cards is that price. So no, I'm not going to be letting you do that. Ow, fucking shoulder. Dude, fuck off, man. Ah, fine, I'll go grab some food in like an hour. I have a 3D party model kit called the Snaw Lord. Fire Lord, on the way. I'm gonna drop it in the Discord. Oh, yeah, do it. Yeah, I do it. I wanna see it. I wanna do it. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna be trading cards with you though, Rick. Because like, honestly, I'm well aware that you're not wanting the card though, so it's fine. I'm not gonna be doing trades right now. Also, this isn't the place to be talking about actually doing the trades specifically, because I think I know where I'm gonna actually do the trades. Or like who I'm going to trade it to specifically, because there's a couple places I can go to ask people around and like different vendors and stuff. So I'm going to go to a couple shows and see if I can like talk to the vendors to sell some of the Pokemon cards that I have. Because it would be nice to be able to have at least a little bit of like cash that I can spend on like food and other things. But what I was going to say is, cool. Yeah, do it. If you don't have access to posting links, just message something in Gen Chat, and I'll give you the role for posting links and stuff. But yeah, just put in Gen Chat. What I was thinking about doing though is like, you know how like I'm planning on getting like a studio in the future for like editors and stuff? It'd be really nice to have like a Gunpla collection that's like hanging from the ceiling in the studio. So we can have like a massive Gunpla fight going on in the ceiling. And then take a bunch of like cotton balls or like a bunch of cotton and stuff, and like a bunch of LED lights and stuff, and turn it into like a thunderstorm up top. So you can have like a bunch of Gunpla fighting in a thunderstorm. It'd be really, really cool to do. Now, would that be overkill? Maybe. Would it look sick as fuck? Yes. Do I care? No. I'll put the money to it. Yo! Dude! That looks so cool! What the fuck? Bro. Look at that. That looks so cool. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. That is like one of the coolest Gunplas I've ever seen. Like, objectively speaking. How much is this? It's an $80 model kit? Actually? Really? Okay, so the grades that I was looking at for some of the model kits that I was looking at in terms of like the actual like model kits themselves, I was seeing some of them go for like 500, and I was kind of scared. Like, yeah, that's not bad at all for a model kit that looks like this specifically. That's not bad. That looks really good for something like that. No nutrition facts. Yeah, it's cheaper than the Bandai kits. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I was kind of worried there for a second that it was going to be a Bandai kit. And I'm going to be real with you, Chief. If it's a Bandai kit, that's going to be crazy. Also, Rick, the offer that you gave me before is like looking at somebody who's trying to sell a GT and being like, $10, take it or leave it. Nobody's going to make that deal. I'm sorry to say. Not for a GT or something. It's not worth it. But that's still pretty cool though. That's a really nice fucking thing. Holy crap. Equivalent kit at Bandai would be 120 easy. Oh no. I can see that going for like 240, maybe even 300. Easy. If we're looking like actual prices and stuff in Bandai is like super expensive. But they also have like incredibly high quality kits though. So when it comes down to like actual Bandai stuff, no, it makes sense. Like it's actually like the actual price and stuff of it is insane. But the quality is so much better. From what I understand, Bandai has some of the best like quality of like any kind of like model kit building stuff out there. Granted, they are Japanese, like they're a Japanese company, so like makes sense. Engineering is second to none, so price doesn't bug me much. Yeah, no, that's why Bandai actually has the name and the reputation to be able to go through and actually ask those prices, because they can, those prices are actually worth it. So specifically for Bandai. Otherwise, I wouldn't really worry about it too much actually for that much. Still though, I can't get over the fact that it's that cheap. It's crazy. Well, quote unquote cheap, because you know, relatively speaking, in the Gunpla market, that would be considered cheap, but still insane. Actually ludicrous. Where's our fucking door? Find, oh, we went to the wrong spot. Find Archon Boreal. Did we? No, it's back here. Wait, am I going to the wrong place? Is like if you've ever built a Kotobukiya kit Bandai. I have not, no. I actually haven't done any model building kits since I was a kid. So it's been like 12, 13 years? 16 years almost since the last time I touched a model kit. Lego on the other hand is a different story, but like 16 years since I've actually done like any kind of like model kit building like this. I think the first kit I ever made was a tank. That or was a boat. It was one of the two. No, airplane. It was an airplane. Yeah, it was an airplane that I built. It was one of the first ones. Still, it's pretty cool. Da, da, da. I think it was like a Spitfire or something. Only have Anubis and Zone of Avengers. I'm gonna be honest with you, Bliss. I know very little of actual Gundam itself. I just really like the giant robots. I'm a Gundam enjoyer that enjoys watching the fights and the other stuffs. I don't really know much about the names of the different mechs and stuff. I know one of them is Gundam, like Gundam Zero, I think, is one of them. But that's all I got. I don't know much about them. But it's fine. It's okay. No, Gundam Zero is the anime, not the actual ship itself. Or the stuff here. Zone of the Ender mecha series produced by Kojima. Wait, really? It's kind of cool. By Kojima. Oh my god, fucking Kojima. Jesus Christ. Okay. Hold up, didn't Kojima... Wait. Kojima... Wait, isn't Kojima the one who made fucking... Yeah. I'm kind of concerned now. Yeah, I'm kind of concerned now, though. Because, like, if Kojima's the one who made it... There's a problem here. Like, a really big issue. Because if there's a TV show and Kojima has any hand in making it, that's concerning. Like, actually concerning. For the pure fact of, Kojima has, like, a running bet with the people in his studio to see how many of his kinks he can put into everything he does. Like, Jesus Christ, Kojima. Can't believe they cancelled, over what? Oh, they were the producer, not the... Okay, we're good. Okay, what is ZO3, by the way? What is that? What is ZO3? What is ZO3? Oh, Zone of Enders. Oh, got you. Yeah, that makes sense. I never watched, but Kira is a well-written character. Kira? Wait, is Kira from fucking Gundam? Wait. Is Kira from... Are you talking about Kira Yamato? This fucker? Are you talking about this fucker right here? Because if you mean this fucker right here, that's a whole different story. Yeah, I've never seen this fucker, by the way. I have no idea who he is. I'm sorry. Like, I genuinely have no idea who he is. Most of the gear, What? Okay, that's like some actual shenanigans that I have no idea what you're saying, Kelshi. At that point, I don't understand what that word means, or what those words means right now. Those mean very little to me. I'm sorry, man. I'm not one with the words, unfortunately. I wish I was, but unfortunately I'm not. What do you mean that's how you rage bait a Gundam fan? Why are you trying to rage bait Gundam fans? Also, why the fuck are you rage baiting, Spenos? You don't want to be going through and rage baiting people. I thought you were talking about Kira, as in the fucking dude. The Kira meme. Or, Akira, I think it is. This guy. I thought you were talking about this guy for a second. Because this is the only Akira that I know, or Akira, I guess. This is the only guy that I know that's like, there. But that's about it. That's all I really know. Outside of that, I got nothing, sorry guys. Brother, who was, the one you brought up earlier was who he was talking. Oh, got you. Gundam Seed? Oh, it's probably one of the reasons why I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna be honest with you, there's like certain Gundams where I just like don't fucking touch it. Oh, it's fine. I mean, technically Gundam are technically Transformers. If you really want to get into the nitty gritty of it, Gundam technically are Transformers. It's just that they're a different kind of Transformer. And there are Transformers that do function like Gundam. So like, you know. Most Gundam can't transform, yeah, but that's why I'm saying some can. There are some that do function just like Transformers, which is pretty cool. Which is also why it's like, it'd be kind of weird to go through and be like, alright, cool, no, you can't call it this because yada yada yada. It's whatever, man. And there are also Transformers who cannot transform too, by the way. There's a mix of both. Though granted, the Transformers that can't transform are a little bit more on the rare side. But we're not gonna get into that. Though usually it's due to injuries and stuff like that, because, you know, stoofs. Randomly turning into a bird. Bird! Well, I mean, it's literally called wing. I wonder where they got that from, you know? I got their little birds. All of the birdos. Feast over here, Skulljet, yes. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this off and then go grab something to eat because I am actually starting to get cranky and I don't want to be cranky while on stream, so I'm gonna go grab some food after I finish this mission and I will get rid of the crankiness. And then I'm gonna finish sorting out the rest of these Pokemon cards because I have another like 300 to go through. I have a ludicrous amount of Pokemon cards I have to get done, and it's slightly insane. Ooh, this is a new area. This is new. This is the new atmospheric look. Ooh, that's pretty. That's really new. Alright, cool. No, I'm not getting angry. I'm getting cranky. There's a difference there. There's a very, very big difference. Me getting angry doesn't happen as often as me getting cranky. Yeah, go sleep, break, go sleep. Weren't the feather-shaped wings and custom originally designed for what? Oh, you guys are talking shenanigans for lore and stoofs. Is the fog here new? Because I swear it looks new. Like there's, it's either I'm going crazy or this fog wasn't here before, and I don't remember if the fog was actually here or not. Poke it when angry. You better not poke it, but I will. What? Spinos, please don't. Like, I take medication so that I can go and regulate my emotions better. You actively trying to ruin that is not helping my situation, my guy. Because my brain can't regulate my emotions for me. So don't do that. Yeah, I'm getting hangry. Cranky? I'm getting hungry cranky. I don't know what that is, but whatever that is. Whatever that comes down to. But yeah, I'd appreciate it if you guys didn't try to like rage bait me and stuff or make me angry. Because I do take medication that is like, I take antidepressants and ADHD medication to both help with my emotional well-being as well as like emotional regulation and stuff, so I don't have to like worry about like losing my fucking mind every 2 seconds. That's also why I sound a lot happier and a lot more energetic, is because I'm medicated now. But when you guys go through and ruin that, it makes it really hard for that medication to do its job, and I'd appreciate it if you guys didn't do that. So this is me setting a boundary. If you guys don't keep that boundary, out of here. Da 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 da. Kelshi, you know what to do. Where's our chefs? Where's our stuffers here? Hey Spinos, have you ever heard of the tale of have you ever heard the homage or the old homage when it comes to shenanigans? Never anger the calm one, or never anger those who happen to be calm in every situation. Yeah, no. Like honestly, medication and therapy, two huge things that I would recommend for everybody here. Like genuinely speaking. Da, 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 da. Okay, where the fuck are the rest of these enemies? Why are there nobody here? Why is nobody? Okay, why are you not spawning? Enemies, I need you to spawn, please. That'd be nice. That'd be really awesome. That'd be amazing. Please and thank you. That would be awesome. Okay, actually, we want to go over down this way. Yeah. That's always why I go through and like recommend like don't always lean on medication if you don't if you don't know that you have to, don't lean on it. But like work on your go to therapy and talk to a therapist first and like actually work on that because I would highly recommend that. It does help. As much as people tend to be online and say like, oh no, therapy sucks and whatever. Homie, you don't need to be a blue collar worker. Come on. Actually go take care of yourself. Da, da, da. And even like the best blue collar workers actually do have therapy and do take care of themselves. So yes. Just the average blue collar worker for some reason sees therapy as like an affront to their freaking manhood or something, and it's like, what guys, what the fuck? Go talk to a therapist. Jesus. Barbatos is probably my favorite Gundam design, period. Barbatos. Are you talking about the one from you're talking about the one from Iron-Blooded Orphans, right? If I'm understanding that correctly? Yeah. Barbatos does look fucking fantastic. God, that was such a good anime though. It's so well done. Kind of mad that they didn't like add more to it, but I understand why I had to end. I know these aren't technically Gundam, but the mechs from Full Metal Panic are also really, really fucking cool. Like I love the mechs from Full Metal Panic. They look so cool. They're awesome. And they're also a little bit more plausible too, which is even better. Because the more real a mech can look, the better. Honestly, the better. Honestly, there's a certain point where we might actually be able to make our own mechs, but it'd be mostly for construction and stuff, but still, pretty cool. Work on new... Oh, are they? Wait, hold on. Are you talking about for Full Metal Panic or for okay, oh, Iron-Blooded Orphans. Okay. Top heavy. Oh, gotcha. I'm so mad that Full Metal Panic couldn't get a final season. Because for those who don't know, the Full Metal Panic, its season that's out right now is going to be the final season. They had to axe it due to a bunch of licensing issues and switching studios and like a bunch of other stuff like that. And unfortunately, they weren't able to continue making the anime and stuff. So where it ends right now is one of the most worst possible fucking cliffhangers in anime history. And it doesn't let it continue. Even the manga didn't fucking continue. So there's no fucking like way for us to go through and actually get a continuation for the story. And I'm so pissed. Because it's like, why? Just give it to us. It'd be so cool. Also, if we do make a max, we'd get more like 86 than... True. Honestly, we already have 86 Gundams. Not the ones directly from 86, but we already have things similar to the ones that are in 86. There are construction machines that are like the ones in 86 that function for moving heavy objects and or drilling or doing different things like that. They don't have fast mobility, yes, but they work similar to it, which is honestly pretty cool. Cyclops is not unrealistic. Construction variants at least. Wait, hold on. Halo. Cyclops. Wait, this? Oh yeah, this is not unrealistic at all. Yeah, we could 100% do this. Actually, I don't know if you've been seeing what they've been doing over in China and some other countries and stuff, but they actually have similar stuff to this. We've actually recently gotten to a point where we do actually have fully functioning walking mechs now. It's just that they look silly as fuck, but hey, it's a start. It's something. Unfortunately, this is true. But bipedal mechs aren't practical. Yeah, though, if you really do want to do practical design, what you could do is do four-legged mechs, and those would be practical. Or even six-legged, but six-legged you'd start getting into a thing of like where it'd be slightly unpractical. We have something approaching proof of concepts right now. No, like Kelshi, we already have ones that are walking around. They can't lift anything, they can't do construction, they literally do nothing but walk. That's it. There's a company that actually has them in production that, I'll send it to you later, Kelshi, but there's a company that has them in production that's asking for 600,000 for them. It's like, homie, no. Scaling it, but scaling isn't a thing for a while, let alone... Oh yeah, no, you won't be able to scale it, no. Yeah. Like it walks, it functions. It's a bit more than a proof of concept. Hey, Kelsey, classically speaking, Star Citizen's a proof of concept. That's actually functional. So there you go. Unfortunately, Spinos, the recoil from the gun itself would actually knock it over. Even if you had like a proper like AK-47 or something, and you were to try and shoot out of the actual cockpit out of it, it wouldn't work. Because the recoil from it would just knock it over. Which kind of sucks, but whatever. We live and we learn. Also, I just realized that we haven't finished it. I'm trying to get that last Archon shard. This guy right here. That's all I want from that, by the way. It's just the Archon shards. Because the Archon shards are so nice. They're so good. I gotta get as many as I possibly can just so I can have like a fucking massive collection of them. Strap a gun on top. We call it a good damn job. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're actually gonna build stuff for battles and stuff and like actual like war, you're not gonna be building mechs. Like, objectively speaking, mechs are horrendous for actual combat. They found this out a while back where even like tanks and stuff don't fully function in combat. Aircraft and stuff don't function really either. There are some aircraft that do work-ish, and I say ish, in non-controlled airspaces and stuff. There's a lot of when you go take a look at like a lot of vehicles and stuff, vehicles and stuff are usually not that functional in combat. They're usually only best used for like transport or like maneuvering and like other stuff like that. It's not really meant for actual combat. I mean, not if you have strong enough gyroscopes, but that's hard to do while keeping it small. Yeah, exactly, Squeeve. Like, what I'm more concerned about is, tanky, funny fucking APC, or APHE APC round go burr. You don't even need Sabo rounds coming out of a tank for that shit. You just need a fucking APHE round and well bam, it's set. Because you wouldn't be able to put heavy armor onto it, onto a mech. So you just put something that's high explosive or fucking what's the other round type that does the cone thingy? I can't remember the name of it, but there's another. I think it's APHE, not HE. Yeah, I think it's APHE. But yeah, just have an APHE round, hit the center, and bam, it goes away. Looking at mobile artillery, honestly, mobile artillery would probably work best for that. Because then you could like move the artillery anywhere and have it on any location. Kind of like, you know how the AT-ATs from Star Wars? Not the AT-ATs. What are the ones the clones use that have 6 legs and have like 3 separate parts to them? With the massive cannons? No. I'm not talking about AT-ATs. I'm talking about the other ones. The ones that were in the Clone Wars. ATTs. ATTs! Yeah, those fuckers! Yeah, those fuckers. Like, something like that would work. But you'd want to have it closer to the ground. You wouldn't want to have it, like, super tall or anything. And we could make it faster, because honestly, the only reason why it's slow in Star Wars is probably just because they wanted to go through and nerf it somehow. Because let's be honest here, those fuckers are, like, insane for how they're used in the Clone Wars specifically. Like, having an artillery piece that can climb a fucking wall? Like, what do you mean you can have an artillery piece that can climb a cliff vertical? Like, huh? That's insane. Like, actually ludicrous. Because if you're thinking about it, having artillery that can climb, like, cliffs and shit is crazy. I love the designs of mobile artillery with legs, but I don't know if they're, but yeah. No, it works. If you guys have ever seen a book, if you guys have ever read this series called the Leviathan series, they actually do a really good job of showing what an artillery piece might look like that. Hold on. Leviathan artillery. Leviathan series. They do a really good job of making it a lot of the weapons in the this series right here. So a lot of the series, like the weapons and like this is one of the mechs inside of it. This is how they build the mechs. Do you have any idea how like practical, like how possible that is in our real world? It's pretty cool. Then there's also these guys here for like running around and stuff, which are meant as like scouts that are able to be deployed from this fucking massive thing, which is meant to be a walking, like massive like artillery piece and stuff. It's actually not exactly what I'm thinking about, but it does work. But yeah, the Leviathan series is such a good like a really good concept, like like good concept book and like series just for like showing some of the cooler things that you could do. Oh, I know. I've played art. I have Iron Harvest. I own it. Iron Harvest. See, I own it. It's right next to Hearts of Iron, which I honestly will not play, but this I will play. It's pretty cool. It's a really nice game. Love it. Leviathan is an awesome, definitely one of the favorite shows I've watched recently. You should read the book, Squeeve. It gets even better. The show does a really good job of portraying the story, but the books, oh, the books are so much better. Genuinely, I have them all, by the way. I own all the Leviathan books. They're one of my favorite series to like read. Like objectively speaking, it's one of my favorite series. Also, there's a couple things that they changed in the show that makes it a little bit less, like, not as good, but at the same time they had to change some stuff for the show because they couldn't do everything for the show. But you know, that's how it goes. It's like Lord of the Rings. I go back into the book reading and I should probably look those up. Yeah, you should. They're really fucking good. Keep in mind though, it's written more for teenagers, so it's a series written for teenagers, so just be fair warned, there is going to be some teenage cringe in there a little bit. Yeah, it's written for teenagers, so I read it back when I think I was 16, almost. They do a really good job for going through and explaining the world and everything, but it's better than most books. I can say that much at least. It's better than most. I have to find the books and also wrangle my attention span so I can read. Oh, that's fun. I mean, to be fair, when it comes down to like attention spans and stuff, if you enjoy the book, then you enjoy it. If you don't, it's fine. It's okay. It's just a book that I enjoy. I'd say it's like just as good as Percy Jackson, but a lot of people might say that's sacrilege, so we're just gonna like shh. There's a lot of really good books, yeah. It's fantastic. I appreciate the game. I appreciate Warframe for wanting to be like, you know what? We're gonna put you and set you to be like, all right, we're gonna set you to your monitor's performance level. All right, cool. We're fine. We're okay. And then, hear me out real quick. Eventually, when I go into missions, sometimes it hits 500 FPS, and it's like, game, the fuck are you doing? Why are you using VSync sometimes, but other times you're not? Dude, give me at least one of them. Function, my guy. Function. Been reading some of the Wuxia Isekai thing before bed lately. Ooh, kind of cool. That entirely tome containing full works of Shakespeare's transcribed and edited by... Holy shit. Yo, that's actually pretty cool, Bliss. That's awesome. That's genuinely amazing. That's actually crazy good. There's one thing I want to show you guys though that introduces a really interesting ship. Like a really interesting ship. If I can find a picture of it. Because these are all, so when you take a look at these illustrations, by the way, these illustrations are actually in the book. So a lot of the times when you're going through and like reading the Leviathan series and stuff, they actually, as you're going through and reading the series, and there's things that they want to explain a little bit more than they can through words, they actually draw it out. They turn it into like an actual thing that you can see, which is so cool. Like they actually go through and like actually like design it and then like show you within an actual picture. It's awesome. Mostly want to read Hamlet and Macbeth. Oh, that's fine. It's okay. Fantasy book when you get fucking Atlas. You get a fucking Atlas at the start. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. No, this is one of those like books where like you get atlases, you get maps, you get designs of all the things that are drawn by like the artists and stuff. You get interior designs so you can actually see the inside of the actual like mechs and stuff as they're going through and like showing you different parts of it. It's really cool. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if all of these arts are made by the same person or by the author, but it still looks really cool. And you've got like images like this where they go through and introduce you to like the beginning images and stuff. It's why the show worked out so well, is because the author actually has direct representations of images of like what's actually happening. It's so cool. It's awesome. Also, there's two factions that they focus on in the story. This is like a there's two factions. There's the there's mechanists, which I'm just gonna call the mechanists because I can't actually hear them. And then or I can't remember what they're called. And then there's the other one where they have the Darwinism. So they're use Darwin's theories and the ways that they do science to be able to go through and build all of the different creatures that they use. So when you go through and take a look at, for example, where's a good image that would be a good example here? Like this right here. These are just whales that they went through and modified, genetically speaking, to be able to turn them into blimps. They go through and self-heal and self-produce their own helium and stuff to go through and be able to fly. It's really cool. And this is what it looks like in the book. But yeah, it's really nice. So they have like blimps and stuff that they can go through and have. Like they go through and like the Darwins have all their other different creatures and stuff that they have that fly around. But there's one thingy that I want to go find really quick. Also have a really cute little doggo. A doggo. They did do a little bit of a liberty. This right here. This is one of the creatures that they have that just kind of hangs out and stuff with them. It's pretty cute. Little dude. Yeah, they reversed a whale. It's fine. I mean, to be fair, this is yeah, I know I'm gonna go eat in a second here. Relax, it's fine. Also, this is the map of the map of it. 1914. Oh, it's World War I, not World War II. Yeah. 19. Oh yeah, because it's the fall of Austria-Hungary. Or I guess the split of Austria and Hungary. But yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. It's pretty cool. Pets. Yeah, this guy. Look at him! It's one of the pets that you can have. It's so cute. Sorry, this is one of the pets that they have in the Leviathan series. It's so fucking cute. It's like Momo. It looked like Momo, but a lot cuter somehow. But also Momo's pretty cute, so I don't know if there's like actually like a pretty good design of it. But yeah, this is the original design that you see in the book for them. So they went through and did some artistic liberties to go through and like make them a little cuter. But like, to be honest with you, it's pretty cute. Kelshi, relax. It's a fantasy novel. My God, you're gonna have to get used to just like, when it comes to fantasy, you're gonna have to be fine with it. It's fine. It's okay. Shh. It's okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go sleep. Or I'm gonna go eat. Yeah. Relax, guys. Relax. You guys are aware that I don't need to eat for like days at a time, right? I'm fine. I do get cranky when I don't eat, but like it's not necessary for me to function. I'm more than okay to talk for a little bit. Yeah, but also I'm built different, so fuck off. No! Fuck! Okay, fine, I'll go sleep before Spinna starts throwing money again. Okay, I'll see you guys, or I'm gonna go eat. I'll see you guys later, okay? Have a good time, guys, and ta-da! I'll see you guys soon. Ta-da!